Hello, welcome to A Few Minutes with Peter. I'm Buddy Pennington, pastor of Westville Assembly of God in Holmes County, Florida, the host for the study. In this video, we're going to begin lesson number 4 of our study of the book of 1 Peter found in the New Testament. I'll be reading to you from 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 1 through 6. Allow me to do that for you at this time. So then, since Christ suffered physical pain, you must arm yourselves with the same attitude he had, and be ready to suffer too. For if you have suffered physically for Christ, you have finished with sin. You won't spend the rest of your lives chasing your own desires, but you will be anxious to do the will of God. You have had enough in the past of the evil things that godless people enjoy. Their immorality and lust, their feasting and drunkenness and wild parties, and their terrible worship of idols. Of course, your former friends are surprised when you no longer plunge into the flood of wild and destructive things they do, so they slander you. But remember that they will have to face God, who stands ready to judge everyone, both the living and the dead. That is why the good news was preached to those who are now dead. So although they were destined to die like all people, now they live forever with God in the Spirit. In this part of his letter to the disciples, Peter is pointing something out to them, since he's shifting away from recognizing the authorities that exist in the world and submitting to them, to their life as Christians and followers of Jesus Christ. He says to them that Christ suffered for them, and they probably are going to suffer for Christ. He reminds them that since they no longer participate in the evil that their friends used to do, their friends that used to run around with them are going to slander them. They're going to be surprised because disciples of Christ no longer want to do evil things. He also points out to them that everyone, those who are living and dead, are going to have to stand before God in judgment one day. He points out to them that their faith in Jesus Christ is what has made them into a new creature, and they no longer act like they used to act. And that is why they should have the same mindset that Jesus had about suffering. They need to be willing to suffer for the cause of Christ, just like Christ suffered for them. Allow me to encourage you today. If you find yourself being slandered by old friends because you no longer do the evil things they still do, count it as all joy, as Paul says elsewhere, because when you are persecuted for the cause of Christ, you are going to be rewarded by Him when you stand before Him in judgment. It's my prayer that these videos will be a blessing to you. I encourage you to share them on your social media contacts. Allow me to also invite you to visit our Facebook page, which is Westville AG at 2513 Cypress Street. May God richly bless you until next time, whenever we get together for A Few Minutes with Peter.